we'll meet the only living witness who managed to escape Bundy's embrace, saving her own life and becoming the first victim to finger Bundy in a court of law. On November 8th, Bundy targets his next victim, Carol DaRonch, stalking her from the moment she arrives at a mall in Murray, Utah.
It was November 1974. I was 18 years old. And a man approached me and said, "Is your license plate KAD-032?" And I said yes, and he introduced himself as Officer Roseland. And he said that someone had been caught trying to break into my car.
Posing as a police officer, Bundy asks DaRonch to follow him, where she finds it locked and untouched by any burglar.
And then this is where we came out right here and walked through this parking lot. I told him there was nothing missing, and he asked me if I would come with him over to the substation because they were holding the man that had tried to break into my car.
Bundy then leads her to what he says is a police substation. It is actually the back door of a laundromat.
That's where he said the substation was.
The laundromat door is locked, and so he asks her to ride with him down to the Central Murray police station. DaRonch begins to get suspicious.
I asked him at that time if I could see a badge or some kind of identification, and he promptly just flipped out his wallet and showed me a badge.
DaRonch is puzzled by the fact that the officer drives a Volkswagen Bug, but she gets in anyway.
I thought it was a little strange, but I just thought, maybe he's off duty, undercover.
Once inside the car, the handsome officer Roseland suddenly vanishes. In his place appears a deranged murderer DaRonch and the world would soon know as Ted Bundy.
And he pulled over and stopped the car, and it's then that I said, "What are you doing? Why are you stopping?" It occurred to me, that he wasn't who he said he was, and that something really bad was going to happen. And he grabbed my wrist and put a handcuff on my left wrist. I knew he was going to kill me. And I thought, no one's ever going to know what happened to me.
DaRonch is able to open her door. She then falls onto the curb. Gripped with the fever of the attack, Bundy rushes after her, ready to deliver one of his trademark blows to the skull.
We fought outside the car, and I finally just broke away, and a car started coming towards us. So I broke away and ran towards the car.
By a stroke of luck, the victim manages to avoid his deadly grasp. But Bundy, enraged, won't go home empty-handed. Later that evening, he kidnaps a young woman as she leaves her high school play.
I just knew it was the same person. This person immediately drove away from me and had to find another victim. I think that was probably my first reaction. I was very lucky.
In a short time, Utah investigator Jerry Thompson begins to suspect that this courteous law student is more than just a burglar.
I went to Ted's apartment and searched it with him. We had a missing girl up in the Bountiful area called Deborah Kent. Her body was never located, never has been. And there was a brochure from a play, and that's where she was that night. Her and her parents had played. There was a brochure from this Beaumont High School that I found on one of his shelves.
In the apartment, Thompson finds gas credit card receipts from Utah and also Colorado, where several women disappeared only months earlier.
We found where he had bought gas through this credit card in Colorado with the Volkswagen on the exact days of 3 of the missing girls in Colorado.
But Thompson knows he needs something stronger. He needs an identification. Guessing at a connection with the Carol DaRonch case, he subpoenas Bundy to appear in a police lineup. Although Bundy has clearly changed his appearance, his hair is shorter, combed, and parted on the opposite side, DaRonch picks him out immediately.
It was right when he walked out that I knew it was him, and I could tell by the way he was walking.
Ted Bundy is charged with kidnapping and the attempted murder of Carol DaRonch. Now an accused felon, Bundy outwardly seems remarkably composed.
surprised? I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been in a jail before, never been arrested before.
In the fall of 1975, investigators from Washington, Utah, and Colorado meet to compare notes about Ted Bundy. They suspect he is a mass killer, but determine they know everything and yet nothing about him. On February 23, 1976, Ted Bundy goes on trial for the abduction and attempted murder of Carol DaRonch.
I think the evidence spoke for itself. We had the crowbar or pry bar that he tried to use on Carol DaRonch was found in his automobile. We had the handcuffs, which were taken off of Carol DaRonch's arm at the time that she broke away from Ted. And the main evidence, as someone called in a book, the only living witness. We had an eyewitness, and she did an excellent job.
And, there he was, just down there smiling. Some people looked at him and thought, oh, here's this nice-looking, intelligent man. It couldn't have been him. And I knew it was him, so I just stuck with the details in the story.
When she got on the witness stand, she was absolutely certain and very, very credible in her identification of Mr. Bundy. And there were some strange things going on in the courtroom. Mr. Bundy would appear in the morning in one suit and in the afternoon in a different suit, comb his hair in a different way. He was described in the media as a changeling. And it was very true.
By changing his appearance, Bundy may think he can throw off the judge, but his eyes give him away.
He looked different in all the pictures. His hair had gained weight, lost weight. But his eyes were just the same. They were just so cold and just no expression in them, just no feeling to them.
On February 27, 1976, Bundy is found guilty and sentenced to a term of 1 to 15 years in the Utah State Prison. The judge requests a psychological evaluation, which remarkably finds Bundy to be neither psychotic nor a sexual deviant, nor suffering any kind of character disorder. The report determines, however, that he seems to have a fear of being humiliated in his relationships with women.
Someone like that shouldn't have the right to live. After taking so many lives in such a horrible way, I think he got what he deserved, and not soon enough. It was horrifying, years later to find out that he is the most notorious serial killer of the century. That I got away, I think I was extremely lucky.